Okay, so everyone knows that the Vatican is the smallest country in the world, but if it's that small, why does it exist? To answer that, we go back to the 700s. Back then, a series of Frankish kings, most famously Pepin the Short, donated large amounts of land in central Italy to the Pope. Those territories became known as the Papal States and over centuries grew to cover much of central Italy. This meant that the Pope wasn't just leading the Catholic Church, he was also governing like pretty much any other European monarch. But then the 1800s came along and Italy still wasn't a single country. It was divided into multiple kingdoms, duchies, and the Papal States. But a growing movement known as the Risorgimento wanted to unify the entire peninsula into one Italian nation. But there was one problem. The Papal States sat right in the middle of Italy. So the new Kingdom of Italy simply began taking territory from the Papal States piece by piece. Then in 1870, after France withdrew the troops that had begun protecting the Pope, the Italian army marched into Rome and captured the last remaining papal territory. But the Pope refused to recognize what had just happened. He declared himself a prisoner of the Vatican and refused to acknowledge the authority of the Italian government. And he argued that if the Pope lived under Italy's control, then every future Pope could be pressured by whatever government happened to rule Rome. In the Church's view, the leader of a global religion shouldn't be politically dependent on any king, parliament, or president. So for nearly 60 years, neither side backed down. Then the deadlock finally ended in 1929 when Benito Mussolini's government and the Holy See signed the Lateran Treaty. But instead of restoring the enormous papal states, Italy carved out a tiny piece of land around St. Peter's Basilica and recognized it as a completely independent country, the Vatican City. So in return, the Pope gave up any claim to the rest of central Italy, and that's how we got the world's smallest country.